Hi, I'm Merle Singer, standing in Krakow, Poland at the gates of the Warsaw Royal Castle, home of Polish kings until 1596. Krakow is one of the most picturesque cities in all of Europe, and from where I stand, the golden towers of the castle come into view. Myra and I and our Jewish educator, Rose Rosenkrantz, are going to take you on a journey into the cradle of European Jewish history, the land of Poland. Plan to leave your home on May 5th, for on May 6th to May 13th, 2010, we're going to be in Poland, the land where Jews lived for over 1,000 years. Poland was home to the largest and most vibrant Jewish population in Europe, often referred to as the home of Jewish learning and culture. Our routes to Roots will explore the rich Jewish culture of Poland, as well as the Polish landscape on which this took place. Our tour is for people of all ages and backgrounds who are interested in learning more of our European Jewish heritage and their own family histories. This life-changing mission will not only pay tribute to the memory of our people lost in the Holocaust, the Shoah, but will ensure that what was destroyed by the Nazis will live again through us as we discover our heritage. From the Middle Ages, Jews from all over Europe sought refuge in Poland, so that if you are Jewish today, someone in your family may have lived, laughed, sang, danced, and perhaps even cried on Polish soil. Warsaw, once known as the Paris of the East, is where we begin. Most of Warsaw was destroyed during World War II. Today, its architecture largely reflects what was rebuilt under Soviet Russia. On our tour, we'll see the Royal Castle, the monument to King Zagimierz III, Vaza, who moved the capital of Poland from Krakow to Warsaw, the medieval Old Market Square, WIELICZKA Park, one of the most beautiful in Europe, and the monument dedicated to Frédéric Chopin. Our hotel in Warsaw, the Le Regina, is an elegant and sophisticated five-star hotel, awarded by Forbes magazine as the most prestigious hotel in Poland. It is located in a Gothic palace that was once the U.S. Embassy in Warsaw's Old Town. The hotel sports a Roman-style pool and is outfitted with modern amenities including free Wi-Fi in each room. A welcome dinner will be at the Secret restaurant in Old Town Square, in a maze of 16th century cellars. Its unique atmosphere and decor will move us back in time, forming a rich introduction for our exploration. In Jewish Warsaw, we will visit the sites and monuments that testify to the resiliency of our people and our ability to rise from the ashes, remember and rebuild with renewed life and vibrancy. We will visit the monument to the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, sculpted by Nathan Rappaport. We'll spend time at Mila 18, headquarters of the ZOB, the Jewish resistance group of the Warsaw Ghetto during World War II, now a monument dedicated to Mordecai Onilevich, leader of the uprising. Umschlagplatz monument is at the spot in the Warsaw Ghetto where the Jews were forced to gather and wait for transportation to the Treblinka extermination camp. The Warsaw Jewish Cemetery is one of the biggest and well-preserved Jewish cemeteries in all of Europe. It is the burial site of many Jewish artists, poets, writers, and rabbis. The size and detail of some of the monuments testify to the extensive wealth and class prestige achieved by Polish Jewry. The Nozyk Synagogue, the only surviving synagogue out of the 400 that existed in Warsaw prior to the Holocaust, is now fully restored. The Jewish Historical Institute is where we will have the opportunity to search and research our family's Polish ancestry and roots. Shabbat dinner will be at the Belvedere restaurant in the WIELICZKA Park. The elegant interiors reflect the spirit of the time when the Belvedere was the meeting place of Warsaw's Jewish wealthy class, along with the Jewish political leaders who sat in the National Parliament. The rainforest-like interior of the orangery, against the serene sculptured gardens, complete with wandering peacocks, will provide you with a Poland you never expected to see. Shabbat will see us traveling into the countryside, going north to TYCOCHIN near Białystok, where we will travel back in time to the world of the shtetl. You will not believe your eyes. The houses, the synagogue, and even the Polish folk that we will meet could have come from the age when your and my grandparents were alive. The Baroque synagogue, built in 1642, is famous for the artistically scrolled prayers that decorate the sanctuary. One could daven worship the service by reading the sanctuary walls. Our Shabbat service will be a historic moment when we will celebrate with Rose Rosenkrantz, the first bat mitzvah to ever take place in this synagogue. This will probably be the first life cycle celebration to take place since the Nazis closed the synagogue in 1941. Rose, a child survivor of the Holocaust, never had an opportunity to celebrate her bat mitzvah. We are fortunate to have her be our guide to Jewish Poland, as she is one of the organizers of the March of the Living and has led 13 missions of teenagers to Poland. In TYCOCHIN, we will meet members of the Polish Christian community who have been part of a high school essay and art project to educate the youth about the Holocaust Shoah and the lost Jewish community of TYCOCHIN. Thanks to Rose's efforts, the first Jewish library has been created here with books about Jewish culture, holiday celebrations, and Israel, all written in Polish. Breaking down walls of ignorance and prejudice has begun in TYCOCHIN, and we hope to meet with members of the local population to see for ourselves the results of this bridge to understanding. In TYCOCHIN lies the oldest Orthodox Jewish cemetery in all of Poland. Since the Nazis destroyed the entire Jewish community, the cemetery has laid in ruins, becoming a cow pasture. Thanks again to Rose, the Polish authorities are committed to rebuilding this historic and sacred ground. In TYCOCHIN, we'll have an opportunity to bring to light Jewish history when we spend a little time, as I did, uncovering the gravestones. Leaving TYCOCHIN, we will celebrate Rose's bat mitzvah with a luncheon in the picturesque Kernmansky Inn, found among the woods and lakes of this once countryside home of Jewish village life. If you look very carefully before you leave, you might even see Tevye the milkman making his daily rounds. Sunday will see us up bright and early as our bus takes us towards Lublin in the southeast of Poland. En route, we'll visit the historic KAZIMIERZ Dolny, a resort once beloved by Jews. KAZIMIERZ is one of the most beautifully situated little towns in all of Poland, untouched by time. It has preserved its 17th century Renaissance appearance. A focal point of Jewish immigration since the 14th century, it is also the location of King Kazimierz III's little herd love affair with the beautiful young Jewish Esther. While we enjoy lunch in KAZIMIERZ, I'll tell you more of this forbidden love. Arriving in Lublin, our tour is very much a search for the lost world. Lublin became one of the main centers of Hasidic Judaism. We will visit the renowned Academy of the Sages, the Harvard, the Yale of Jewish academic life, established by Rabbi Meir Shapiro in 1930. This academy was the swan song of Lublin, of the Jewish community that once represented 1/3 of the city's population before the outbreak of World War II. Before leaving Lublin, we'll go to the Nazi concentration camp of MAJDANEK, the third largest in Nazi-occupied Europe, where 350,000 Jews were murdered in 18 months. MAJDANEK is still intact and is found close to a residential neighborhood. Who said that no one knew what was going on in this death camp? There was no distance between Jewish suffering and death and Polish life. Now is the time for you to return home or continue in Poland with a search for your family roots, or continue on in Europe with a visit to places of your choosing. Rose, Myra, and I look forward to taking you on your roots to Poland.